Ladies and gentlemen, the president of the Megyn Kelly fan... No, Megyn McCain. I fucked it up.
Megyn McCain, president of the Megyn McCain fan
Has she
club.
reached out to you at all?
She's blocked me.
No.
She blocked me, and I didn't tag her in the video because I'm not that guy.
Right.
But I did, I put it out there into the world. She's not thrilled, probably. I know somebody that knows her pretty well.
Yeah.
And they said that she is not happy with my depiction of her. She did, though, after the first video, she lost a lot of weight.
Seemed like she put it back on.
She did. And I yo-yo with her. So when she gets thinner, I get thinner so I can do her. And when she plumps up, I plump back up.
There is a thriving space is fake community.
Have you ever been in space?
No, good point. Could be fake.
Come
Prove
back.
it.
Come back to us, Joe.
Prove it, bro.
No, what is space? Come back to us.
Well, it's an extension of flat Earth. It's like for people that think the flat Earth is not stupid enough.
Too conservative.
They go deeper. It's like it's not stupid enough.
Yeah, they think for those flat Earth cucks, they want to move into space. They want to go to space is fake. You have a lot of great intellectuals that are battling out all the things, Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg. These are brilliant people who we need to hear from.
Yes.
And they speak in 3-minute clips. But I used to like the show when like Rosie O'Donnell would go on and start talking about Tower 7. That was great. That was fun.
Yes.
That was fun. Well, it can be fun.
That was interesting what Rosie was doing.
Rosie would just go on and start talking about Tower 7. And it was like, oh, this is a fun morning show. This is ABC Morning.
It's a little wacky.
Yeah, it's like, I'll get on board for this.
Why'd they take her off of that? Did she not get along with somebody?
I mean,
it was a girl from Survivor, right?
Yeah, Elizabeth Hasselbeck.
Yeah.
Her and Rosie used to fight all the time.
Yeah, she's like one of them hot Fox News fembot type characters.
Yeah, I used to do Red Eye on Fox News, which would air at 3 a.m. They would bring in like all these hot blondes, would sit in the green room, and they would be nice. And they'd be like, I'm Miss Tallahassee. And then they would get on Fox Red Eye, and then the cameras would turn on, and they would start going, Syria. And I would be like, Syria? What the hell do you know about Syria? I mean, but they would just go and go.
Right.
That was a fun show because Red Eye was a show that was on at 3 a.m.
Yes.
And nobody really watched it. And nothing you said would get recorded. Like there would be no clips or anything, so you could kind of just go wild.
For a while.
So comedians like me who had no knowledge or background knowledge on anything got to, and I would wear like a jacket. So you wouldn't know, I guess it would say comedian under me, but not always. And I used to just go on that and just say whatever I wanted to. And I'd be sitting next to John Bolton. and people yell at you.
Yeah.
And they start calling. You're a conspiracy theorist.
And you don't know this?
I just want to know what geospatial intelligence is.
Right.
It's probably something simple, and now I'm going to look like an idiot.
It says it's intelligence about the human activity on Earth derived from the exploitation and analysis of imagery and geospatial information that describes, assesses, and visually depicts physical features and geographically referenced activities on the Earth.
I mean, this is...
I think that's how we would know, like, that North Korea has a bomb
it's like,
site.
Is it satellites?
Probably,
satellite imagery?
Yeah, I think so.
I guess. Well, there's probably a satellite agency, too. There's
I think we've uncovered a scam. I think we've uncovered a pretend agency that nobody... There's a guy right now panicked in the geospatial...
16,000 other employees going, shit, we're going to have to find a real job. We've been studying shipping docks from space.
Yeah, we just got outed. Yeah, what are they... Yeah, I mean, it's just... We just got outed on Rogan. It's completely...
Yeah. Oh, come on.
She looks busy.
That girl's not really there. That is an actress. 100% that's an actress.
It's the entire 10 counties around Washington, D.C. are the wealthiest counties in the world. I mean, in our country. And it's not because they're selling crab cakes. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's all defense industry, Raytheon, DynCorp, things you've never heard of. And it was a good gig. They were funny. I got up and I was like, are we carving up Venezuela? They all laughed. They're all clapping. They're into it. They liked it. Some people get mad. I said last week I did a fundraiser for human trafficking victims. This week I'm with the traffickers. You guys are a lot more fun. And they're clapping. They love it. They're leaning in to being.
Well, that's good.
They're
leaning in.
they're They're morally compromised. Yeah, I remember I tested for a reality show on Food Network, and they had me on set for about an hour, and they were like, yeah, this is not. I said like 3 things into the camera, and they go, none of this this is not going to work.
What did you say?
Well, they were just basically like, it was called hot spots, and they're like, tell us what you think a hot spot is. What's a real cool hot spot? And I was just like, a hot spot is when I try to get into it, the maitre d' tells me to kill myself. And then they go, okay, well, let's do the joke again, but let's not say kill yourself. I'm like, well, that's the joke, right? So they're like, just maybe say something like, when I try to get in, they say no. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not funny. So then we just tried to work around it a bunch of different ways, and I would just keep saying things, and you could tell they were just getting frustrated. Networks like Food Network love the idea of comedians. They're like, we love the idea of having a comedian come in to spice it up. And then when they get a real comedian, they're like, we don't want that.
Well,
Not
they want
type of
a
comic that I
comedian
am.
with like 3 tracks.
Yeah.
They want like a real down the middle,
goofy,
like not a lot of lane changing.
Because I was making fun of, like, we had all the archetypes of the Food Network people. Like, we had the fat Southern woman that was supposed to be Paula Deen, and she came in. She's like, "Have you ever had a redneck grilled cheese?" And I said, "This woman's going to explode on set." And because they said you can be playful with each other. So I said, this woman's going to explode on set. And they go, wait a minute, hold on. And I'm like, you said we could be playful. We had the Asian woman who was like, she just talked about wellness. She was like, I want to be whole, and I want to be one, and I want to be wellness. And then, so you had the Guy Fieri, like, there's a million chefs that think they're Bourdain, they think they're profound, but in reality, they're just making fucking grilled cheese, and they have tattoos. But other than that, so we had a bunch of those chefs who were like, I'm a hard partying, I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I've worked on the line. It's like, shut up. You've made gnocchi.
Bourdain
Yeah.
And one of the best ways to see it is see manufactured outrage.
Absolutely.
And then you go, oh, okay, this is a hustle.
Well, the Covington thing was great because people like wishing death on 15-year-old kids.
Exactly.
And it's like, the video comes out, exonerates them, and then people are like, no.
Yeah, people are doubling down.
Yeah, people are like, you can't deny what my eyes saw. I'm like, are you nuts? And then I was afraid because I'm like tweeting things in support of the kids, but I'm like, what if the next video is just the kids in Klan outfits like this? And just dancing around with torches like Charlottesville, and then I'm like, well, then now I look like an idiot.
Yeah, you can't.
You don't know what to
go
do.
on a limb. You're better off being an observer.
But it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
To commiserate with people.
Yes.
In the shared hatred of something.
And when someone's doing well, like yourself, your videos start picking up a little steam.
Yeah.
People start recommending it. It's fun to shit on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bring you down. Fuck him. He's not funny. That Meghan McCain doesn't even sound like her.
Yeah. That's true. My favorite comment is just when someone will write, he's fat. That's my favorite comment. Someone will write, he's fat. 300 likes. Thank you. I appreciate that.
He doesn't even sound like her.
Right, yeah.
That's a terrible impression.
Right.
Sounds like him.
Right, yeah.
I went to see, I was working with Otto and George way back in the day.
Yeah, Long Island guys, right?
Oh, yeah. And we were working at Dangerfields in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And
Joker.
some lady, Otto had a puppet named George, and he would do he would work the puppet, and the puppet would say fucked up things, and Otto would be like, hey, how are you saying that? That's terrible. And I remember this lady going, his lips are moving.
Right.
Because he didn't even try. He was like the worst ventriloquist.
Yeah.
Like, he was never trying to just do that. He wasn't trying to do that at all. He moved his lips. And she couldn't even concentrate on the jokes.
Yeah.
The puppet was saying the most horrendous, fucked up, ridiculous jokes. And she was like, his lips are moving.
Yeah. That to me is like so funny how somebody could just key in on something like that while the entire audience is laughing and having a good time.
Yes.
Everyone's having a great time.
His lips are moving.
And
It's not real.
Yeah, right. She thinks she's focusing in on the important part, and that everyone else is wrong. Right.
Yeah.
The other 300 people that are dying on the floor are wrong.
Look by his mouth. You see lines. The mouth
We
is on
want a
like a
refund.
hinge. The
Yeah.
mouth goes up and down. You can see where the lines are. It's not a real mouth.
I love it.
That's fake.
I mean, it's tough. What we do, and you're obviously in the big venues now. But like when I was just in a club this past weekend, and it's like it's an interesting time in the country to get a bunch of people in a room, pour alcohol all over them, and just let them go.
Yeah. The YouTube comments are one of the rare free range sort of like unchecked message boards in the world.
I'm sure I'll find out later.
Fucking don't read it. Don't read it, bro.
Who's this fat fuck?
Don't
He's not even a black belt.
read
Yeah. Why is he here? Who is that?